Before we get off the McGregor subject and move to some other things, do you have a prediction on the fight coming up with Nate Diaz?
I'll be brutally honest. I'm disappointed that he's actually getting a rematch with him, and also I don't see why it's at 170. For me, it's a pointless fight. In my honest opinion,
it's too lightweight. It's not cutting weight, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just a pointless fight, and then also it's like, I say honestly, I love Conor, but I don't see why he's getting a rematch. It's like, yes, he was beating the crap out of him in the first round, and then got beat in the second round. But then you look at the other fight, he was getting beaten up by Chad Mendes, and then beat him in the second round. So Chad Mendes did get a rematch, and that was for an interim belt. That fight was for nothing, and now this fight again is for nothing. So I don't see why you need to do that immediate rematch, apart from Conor's ego. Obviously it's been dented, so he wants to fill that hole. And obviously because he has so much power. Selling power, he could call the shots a little bit, but then I think UFC have created that monster, if that makes sense. Then rein him in a little bit, and now he's doing what he wants a bit.
It's also, you'd have to say, from the UFC point of view, it's the biggest money fight probably at the moment. Probably the biggest fight, especially on UFC 200.
I think a fight between him and Aldo rematch would have been just as big.
Yeah, I would have loved to see Edgar. I have to be honest, as my perspective, I would have loved to see him fight Frankie Edgar.
I've said it myself that it's holding up the flyweight division, and
it's holding up not just it's like, what do people do now? Because now, just to say now, to book the fight again. Just say one of them gets injured.
Yeah.
Then what? They're going to read. Then you wait a bit longer, and then it's a fight outside of a weight class. Like, I know that Conor says that he would defend his belt and he would fight multiple times and that, but it does not. It's the fight game. You can't always work that way. Injuries happen. He's been lucky with injuries. He got injured once, but it was during a fight. So he hasn't had a camp injury, but a few of these fights, his opponents get injured, so it does happen. So. Yeah, I just for me, I just think for the sport, it's a nothing fight. It doesn't affect any weight division or anything. And my honest opinion, I think he should have gone down to 145 and defend his belt, because he fought. Okay, I know everyone was going on, and this is people with Conor. What was happening with Conor, where Conor's brought so many casual fans to the sport who don't know the sport that well, and they think, but Conor fought at 170, but they don't actually really realise that. Nate actually is a 155 pounder anyway, and he was ranked number 5 at 155 pounds. So if Conor can't beat Nate at number 5, he shouldn't be fighting for the belt at that weight class. So he should go back to his weight class and defend his belt at his weight class. But people don't understand that, because they obviously are quite casual and Conor brought them on, and they think, he fought outside his weight class and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, I think people need a little bit more education about the sport.